Okay, so I've got 3 packages here. In this package should be a Scorpion light gun for the PS1. I think maybe you can use it with the PS2 as well. I'm not really sure. And in these 2 packages should be Gran Turismo 2 for the PS1 and Resident Evil Survivor for the PS1. So let's open these. So I bought all of these off eBay, and yeah, let's open up the light gun first. It's pretty tough tape that they've used on this. Seems to be duct tape that they've used. So here it is. So I actually don't own a light gun for any of my systems. And so the reason why I bought this one is because I've heard some good things about it, and I really like the way it looks. Out of all the light guns that I saw on eBay for the PS1, the way this one looks, it appeals to me the most. And it's a Scorpion light gun. So let's take a closer look at this. So let's see, you've got some interesting looking plugs on it. So you've got this, I'm not really sure what it's for. And then you've got this. I think, okay, so this will plug into the PS1, and I think this plugs into the Saturn. I think this is compatible with the PS1 and the Saturn. And here's the gun itself. Yeah, I think it looks really, really nice. This, you've got this nice like wood grain effect on the handle there. And it kind of looks like a real gun, except this part is in green. Like most of the other guns that I saw for the PS1, they kind of look very like cartoony and brightly coloured, and I wasn't really that keen on that. Whereas this, it kind of looks more like a real gun, and I really like the fact that it's green. I like the shade of green. It just makes it look more interesting than you know, than being like in silver or black. You know, most versions of this are in silver, and I think maybe there's some versions of this which are in black, and that's kind of a bit boring to me because like most guns are in silver or black. So there's your trigger there. Kind of stiff. Manual reload. Gun con on off. I'm not really sure what that's about. You can see some of the green paint. Oh wait, no, actually, I was going to say some of the green paint has come off and it's revealing a red button, but actually it's a red button and it's the red paint that's come off, revealing the green paint. You've got start there. So there it's saying auto fire reload, auto reload, normal. So those are the different settings that you can choose with this like switch. And you've got special weapon there. Yeah. So I'm going to edit this bit into the video because I didn't actually show the bottom of this gun, but there is an on-off switch for the recoil. So basically if you set it to on, whenever you shoot, the gun is going to vibrate. And here is where you keep the batteries, so you just push that in there so you can release it. And it looks like we've got some free batteries here, so these are the batteries that came with it. And it just pops back in like that. So let's open up the other 2 packages. So it's going to be a lot of fun trying out Resident Evil Survivor with this light gun. So inside this will either be Resident Evil Survivor or Gran Turismo 2. And this is Resident Evil Survivor. So already straight away I'm noticing that This is in really nice condition for such an old game. I think this came out in 2000, which would make it almost 22 years old. So I'm not sure how well known this game is. I don't know if, you know, I don't know if a lot of gamers who like to play old video games know about this game, or whether it's kind of more of an obscure game. I know a lot of people do say it's a bad game, but also a lot of people say that it's a good game as well. Same there, same nightmare, different hell. First person shoot 'em up. See, I think you can also play this game just with the controller. I don't think you need the light gun for it. 3D real-time backgrounds feel as though you are in the game. So yeah, so this is a 3D game rather than the 2D backdrops. And yep, I was right. This did come out in 2000. Oops. So there's your manual. And for some reason, someone has written Leon there on the inlay. Must have been a kid or something. I can't really see an adult doing that. Be a bit of a strange thing to do as an adult. Yep, there's a disc. Let's check it out for scratches. It's just got a few very, very light scratches, and it looks like it could do with a clean. So yeah, this is in really nice condition. So that is Resident Evil Survivor, and after I've shown this game, Gran Turismo 2, I will play both the games for a short while, then I'll come back and I'll give my first impressions of them with gameplay footage. So here it is, Gran Turismo 2. I have Gran Turismo 1 and I like the game a lot. This seems to be a much bigger game, a lot more tracks, a lot more cars, a lot more European cars. There wasn't that many European cars in the first Gran Turismo, and I think this has rallying in it as well. The next stage of the real driving simulation. Over 600 cars, fucking hell. Over 600 cars for a PS1 game. That is a lot. 28 courses. 2 discs containing separate arcade and Gran Turismo modes. It says it smells real. That's kind of strange. Unparalleled realism. Looks real, feels real, smells real. That's kind of odd. 60 license tests. Not that keen on the license testing Gran Turismo games. Some of them are really difficult. Welcome to driving heaven. Alright, let's open it. Okay, so it looks like we've got a missing disc, unfortunately. Oh, the case is really messed up there. It didn't show that in the photo, unless because I didn't see one of these broken spindle things or whatever you call them in the photo. Either they just didn't show it, or they did do, but it wasn't broken, and this is broken in the post. So it's pretty disappointing how this is broken, and I've only got one disc. So I will have to contact them and ask them if they do have the other disc. If they don't, then I'll just try and find the other disc being sold on its own on eBay. It shouldn't cost that much at all. Should be pretty cheap actually, I reckon. So at least this is the GT mode, which is more important than the arcade mode, because the GT mode has a lot more content. And the disc, it's not too bad actually. So you've got the manual there. And what's this? Oh, driving strategy guide. Cool. Yeah, you just don't really seem to get stuff like this with modern games. That is awesome. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away, try out these two games for a while, and then I'll come back and I'll give my first impressions of them. I'm really looking forward to playing this one. It just kind of, I don't know if it is an obscure game, but it does come across like it's an obscure game. So that just kind of makes it a lot more interesting to me. And you know, it's really cool that it's a light gun game as well. And I'm gonna get to use this. I don't really know what's going on with the trigger there. It feels like it's not meant to move. Like I'm putting quite a lot of force on it and it's not moving, but when I put some more force, it just, like now, just then it wasn't moving at all. It kind of felt like I was going to break it. So I think there's something, I think maybe something has gone wrong with the trigger there. It seems better now. I think it's just kind of sticky or something. But yeah, it seems to be working better now, so I don't know, maybe it just needs some WD-40 or something. But yeah, really nice looking light gun that. Yeah, and I think these Scorpion light guns are meant to be good ones. But yeah, back soon. Okay, so I've spent some time playing both these games and I do like them quite a lot. The light gun, it does seem to work properly. I can get it to work on the big CRT, but when I try to use it on the small CRT, it doesn't really work properly, and I think that's because there's no inputs on the small CRT for these to go into, so basically I've got to use this adapter. So on the back of the small CRT it's only got a SCART socket and an RF socket, so I have to plug these into these ports and then I plug this into the SCART socket. So I think maybe that's why the light gun doesn't properly work on the small TV. And I think I know what this is for now. So basically, rather than plugging this yellow plug into this yellow socket, you plug this into the yellow socket like that, and then you plug this into there. But when I do that, the picture quality is not quite as good as how it normally is, and there's like a speckled line at the bottom of the screen, so I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong or not. I'm guessing this is how you're meant to use this, but I could be doing something wrong. I don't really know. So yeah, this game, it also works with the controller. It's kind of a bit awkward using the gun because, like, to turn right you've got to press that, and to turn left you've got to, I think it's that button that you've got to press, so it's kind of a little bit awkward, but I'm guessing eventually I'll get used to it and then it will feel fine. It does feel quite weird in this game how you can't look up or look down. The camera will look down if you move over to an object which is on the floor. The camera will just automatically look down, but you can't actually make the camera look down or look up. But yeah, I think this is a really good game. It's like a Resident Evil Light. It's like a very simplified Resident Evil game. It's kind of more arcadey as well than, you know, your regular Resident Evil games. You know, basically the puzzles are really simple, and to pick up an object or to open a door you don't have to press any buttons. You know, you just walk into the door and it will open if it's not locked, and to pick up an item all you have to do is to just walk into it and you'll automatically pick it up. The game, the interesting thing about this game is it has a much more sinister feel to it than any other Resident Evil game that I've played, and the music sounds a lot more sinister as well. I absolutely love the music in this game. The only problem really with this game is that you can only save the game when you die and when you finish the game, and when you save the game it doesn't save your progress, so when you put the game back on you won't start off from where you got killed or whatever. You'll still have to start from the beginning. The only things that get saved when you save the game is the items that you've picked up. I've heard I've heard that there's different routes that you can take through the game, so like once you finish the game you can play it again but take like a bit of a different route through the game, something like that anyway. And Gran Turismo 2, I'm enjoying it, but strangely the graphics, at least the graphics of the cars in this game, seem to look worse than how the cars look in the first Gran Turismo. And a lot of the cars seem to look smaller on the screen as well, and kind of a little bit narrow, like they're a little bit squished or something. I don't know if it's just me. But yeah, I had a look at some of the PS1 games that I'm going to sell, and I thought I could use this grey plastic bit from this and put it into that, because the spindles are fine on this. So this is Monsters Incorporated Scare Island, which I think is a good game, but I can't really see myself ever playing it again, so that's why I decided to sell this. So in here you can see we've got broken spindles, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this grey bit out and put it into there. And also recently I received this in the post, which is the other disc. It's the arcade mode disc. So I did actually contact the seller about the missing disc and the broken spindles. I asked them if they did actually have the disc, you know, like maybe they forgot to put it into there, and they said they don't have the disc. And you know, the fact that the disc is missing was reflected in the price, because this was really cheap. It only cost about £5, and she said, I'm really sorry, I had no idea that the spindles were broken in it. So let's swap these. Okay, so I'm going to prise this out with a dinner knife. I'm going to have to be really careful so I don't break the case. I'm not sure if this is going to be that difficult to get back in. I'm guessing it should just click into place. I think that's it. Yeah, let's open this up. So here is the disc, arcade mode. There's a few scratches on it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So let's pop that into there. So there is a now restored copy of Gran Turismo 2. And yeah, so the game is pretty much like the first Gran Turismo, only there's a lot more content. I don't really think there's much more for me to say about these games or the light gun, so I will just leave it there. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Thanks for watching.